All right, why don't we, since we have the moss green right there, let's go ahead and put a little moss green on our palette. Just you just need a chocolate chip size. You don't need very much. We're watering down, we're doing washes. This is a watercolor book, so we're watering everything down. We want the color to be see-through. Okay. Well, hey, Tony. Hello. Hello, hello. Watching from Manhattan, Kansas. I bet it's hot there. It's got to be super hot there. Okay, I'm just doing the stems and I'm doing both of these at the same time. And Jackie's watching from Cleveland, Georgia. So Robin says, these two old guys keep me hopping. I just hope that I can watch most of this today. You got two guys in your life that are keeping you hopping, huh? All right. So a little moss green, watered down. And again, you really don't need very much color on your brush. Now, I could have definitely done, maybe like mix a color. I don't know. I could have tried to do that, but we're going to have more projects in this book where we're going to be doing leaves and that kind of thing. So I opted not. I opted to include that color. Putting a little pyrrole orange on my palette. This is pyrrole orange. It's a pretty orange. Again, I always say this, use what you have. You guys, use what you have. Now this is really bright. It's not maybe as bright on the camera, but whoa, it is bright. So I really kind of want to tone that down a little bit. I'm going to put a little brown earth on my palette and just mix that into my orange. It is super bright. I don't know if I want to go that bright, especially with how muted our moss green is. So just a touch of our brown earth in that orange. We'll tone it down a little bit. That is much better. Okay, again, make it see-through with lots of water. Go ahead and color in your orange pumpkins. So last night I slept pretty good, but in the middle of the night, there's this person that goes by our house with their bass. They must be listening to their music so loud because we can hear it. We can hear the bass clear into our house. And it's a little creepy, I have to say. Yeah. So that's what happened last night. I was like, "Ew, kind of creepy." Keep on going down the road. So I just did a little pat on my piece and that brings out some texture. I'm going to add some orange to this pumpkin in the back. So Josanya has kind of their main colors, they don't have like 500 colors, right? They have a select amount of colors. It's kind of hard to be a paint company, I think, especially an artist paint company because you want your customers to get fresh paint from you. But if inventory is sitting on the shelves and it's not moving, then that makes it tough. So there, so that's why we do a little bit of mixing because they don't have every color in the book, right? We can mix. We're not afraid to do that. Like I just did. I just added a little of that brown. It's the same brown that is in our palette for this book. So I'm just making use of the colors I'm already going to be using. to make it work for me. They do have quite a selection, actually. I don't even carry all the colors that they have, and I carry a lot of colors, but compared to maybe other brands out there that have a ton of colors, they're they probably don't have as many. Okay, Valerie, I know this isn't your favorite project, but we're getting it out of the way because I'm gonna do every project in this book. But we're getting it out of the way, so it'll be done. Your least favorite project was done first. We went on our walk today and we heard an eagle. It was a young eagle. We looked up and it was a young. It wasn't even didn't even have like the white head, yet. It's pretty cool. Okay, I'm thinking, well, I definitely want a red heart or maybe even a white heart, but I think I'm wanting a red scarf. So we'll go with our rose pink. I was wondering, Robin, if it was your dad, because I remember talking to you before about that. And I was wondering if it was your dad and your husband. You're taking care of both of them. Bless you. Bless you, dear. They're keeping you hopping. Yes, hospitals, oh my goodness, appointments, visits, rehab, and on and on. Oh my goodness, I'm sure your life is all just scheduled out for you. Hi, Brenda from South Carolina. And Robin says it's hot there in Ringgold, Georgia. Yes. Yeah. Okay. I got my red. All right. I was just thinking I would go over the whole thing, but then I was like, maybe I shouldn't go over that last stripe on it. Yeah. And I don't know if I'm just trying to decide. Should I go around all the dots and leave them? So many questions. I don't know. Okay. I think I will leave the stripes white. Let's go ahead and do everything, and we can always go back and dot the dots white or, if we want to later, maybe even yellow. So we'll just go over everything except for the stripes at the bottom. Yeah, it's a gorgeous day in the neighborhood today. Yesterday, when we went our walk, our neighbor's dog came out running after us, barking at us. It was a little, a little wiener dog. I'm trying to think what dog it was. It was a little wiener dog. And then our neighbor came out running after him, telling him to stop. And actually, it turned out to be a good thing because we got to sit and chat with her for a little bit before we carried on. So it was good. Dog came out after us. We got all caught up with her. Okay. Getting the rest in there. There we go. Okay, so we got our scarves on. Brenda says it's hot in South Carolina too. Yeah, I've been watching the news, and it sounds like you guys are all getting blasted with heat. And Kathy says, Luna said about living in Paulsville, eagles were just icing on the cake. Oh, yeah, it is pretty cool here, especially during the summer. And I was talking to my daughter the other day, and I got chatting with the grandkids, and one of our grandchildren, our granddaughter, said, "Mom, we need to go back to Washington because she really wants to go beach combing." And I was like, "Yes." In my heart, my little grandma heart was like, "Yes, you need to come." Hello, Cheryl. Hello, hello. I'm sorry, you guys. I feel like I've been kind of jerking you around with times and everything. I feel so bad about that. I was doing 9 o'clock, then we're doing 10 o'clock, now we're doing 1 o'clock on YouTube. And the reason why is because now my schedule's opened up. I'm not going to my daughter's house on Thursdays anymore. Thursday is a really good day to be on YouTube, and I just I don't want to give up that day. So it's just so good because you get up on Monday and you can be preparing for the day of YouTube, because it's down in the week. And then it's just a nice day to be on. So I didn't want to give that up, but I really do like a little bit of an afternoon time. And I know some of you guys were like 3 o'clock's late or 4 o'clock's late because it's getting late over on the East Coast. So I thought, okay, I'm going to try one and see because in the morning is not really good for me. I really rather be getting ready for my day and, you know, that kind of thing. So anyway, hopefully one works. You guys let me know what you think. That's 1 Pacific time. Okay, let's move over to our brown earth, and I already have some on my palette here, so I'm gonna bring that off. And water it down. We're watering it down so we get that watercolor look. Joanne is really great. It's pigmented, so pigmented. So you can use it both opaquely and as a watercolor. Great stuff. Okay, okay. Now with our fox, I think, talk about mixing. I think I do want my brown to have a little touch of red in it because we are doing a fox. So I'm going to add a little bit of that rose pink into my brown, excuse me. So it has a little hint of red in the brown. Okay. And we'll go ahead and do these. I'm going to do the bottom of the fox right now. It's kind of a reddish brown. Now, next week, I'm going to send out an email, hopefully in the next little bit. I don't have a lot of time on this one, guys, so I apologize for it being late notice. But we'll do another special project that will stay up on YouTube. And yeah, I don't know if you'll be able to get the stuff before the class, but it is going to be simple. It's like just going to be on watercolor paper. I don't want to give it away yet, quite yet. I will be giving it away here soon, though. I'm going to put some on the end of the tail, the tip of the tail. So I'm not going to give it away quite yet. But that's next Thursday. And then we'll resume with our dogs the following Thursday. If you've been watching my emails, you'll see there's a schedule in my last email I sent out, which is actually today. So you can see what we're doing. All right. It's a little different, right? Because, maybe that should be dark. I don't know. I'll make my fox a little different. Maybe I'll put black over here. and then leave some of this white. I'm gonna do my fox is gonna be different. That's all there is to it. Okay, we'll bring this up. I'm gonna see. That's gonna be white. Let's do his ear area with this brown. Are you guys out swimming or doing something fun in the sun? Okay. And I think I'll do this more of a yellow brown. Maybe that's what I'll do with that instead of bringing in a black. Although we do kind of need a black because we have crows. So I might bring a black. Most of you guys have blacks, right? Black. Okay, let's do this fox too. I just had an epiphany. Just had a thought. It's an epiphany. You know, when you get those random thoughts, you're like, wow, that's a good idea. I just had a thought that maybe when I teach classes, I should always just do 2 at the same time, and that way I can just keep painting instead of stopping. I can just keep painting, and you guys can keep watching. If you didn't see it the first time, you'll see it the second time. Maybe that's what I should start doing. Okay, here we go. All the way down, around the heart. Okay. The ears. Okay. Let's go ahead and do the nose, even though the nose will probably end up more dark, like a black. We'll go ahead and put that in because we can make it darker with our pencils. Okay. Well, let me catch up. Hello, Cheryl. I saw that. And Cheryl says Pacific 1 o'clock Pacific time works for her. Good, good. Yay. And Valerie says, do you think you could get the witch's shoes video up on V? Oh, yes. Oh, okay. Did I give you guys the witch's shoes? Where does the piece come from? This piece come from? You like different. Okay. This one, are you talking about this, Cheryl? This comes to the Happy Fall Y'all book. So I'm going to start working through these projects in this book. This is my watercolor book that I did a few years back. And so we'll start doing these on our videos for YouTube. I'm almost done with the dog book, so I figured might as well start in with the fall book so we can get as many of those fall projects done before fall really hits us, blindsides us. So we'll just start. Okay, we need our Turner's yellow. Put a little of that on the palette. And I'm going to mix some of my brown earth with Turner's yellow to create a darker, almost like a sunflower yellow. Nice darker yellow. And we'll use that for the fox's hair right here. So this part of the fox. Bring in that yellow. We have a corner right before our house, and people come around the corner like they're going slow around the corner, and then there's this like big open road, and when they go by our house, they hit the gas on their cars when they go down the big open road. Let's do the heart yellow. Of course they do, right? That's what they do. And inside the ears, this kind of muted yellow, and the back of the tail. Might just go ahead and do the whole tail. Meet it up with the brown. He's starting to look a little dapper. It's coming together. Okay, I'll do that on this one too. So we went on our walk the other day. It was probably about a week ago, and I couldn't go in the morning, and so we ended up going in the evening. We went about 9 o'clock. It was still light outside, and the wildlife were coming out of the woods. It was pretty neat. Um, on our road alone, we saw 14 deer. They were bedding down in the fields, getting ready for the evening. They're bringing their babies out. It was pretty neat. And we were just so astonished. It was amazing to see that. So I think maybe we need to go walking at 9 more often. It was, I guess the neat thing is they felt so safe to come out and be out in the open like that. I'm gonna put some green on the end of that scarf, some of that moss green. Okay. How about we do those eyes brown too, even though we'll probably end up putting something else in there, but we'll just get it done. We might make them darker with our pencils. Okay. All right. We got the washes in. That's really a fun thing to do is the washes. Put the paint aside and we'll start in with our color pencils here soon. Oh, good, Kathy. I'm glad you like the 1 p.m. time. Cheryl, yeah, it's a great book. I was just showing everyone. Let me see if I can find it again. Where did I put it? Where did I put it? It was right here. Huh. Isn't that funny? I'm like painting in the smallest space. So how could I lose something? Oh, it's right there. Okay, it's under something. That's why. This is the Happy Fall Y'all package. You get the book and you get the ornament, a little easels, and then also the back of the book, remember, has the panel that it breaks away and you can use to glue your project on and then display it on your easel. And you can put one on each side. So you have 2 options for display. Okay, these are fun colors. I like them. They're kind of muted and fun. I like it. All right, let's see. Let's see what pencils we want to. I always like to start out with my lighter colors. Mm-mm-mm. How about goldenrod? But also I want to be careful not to get too many pencils because I could go crazy if I do this. Maybe I want to go with an orange. I want to go with an orange. So we got these colors so far. Light umber, which reminds me I need to order more of those. We are low on light umber. Pale vermilion and goldenrod so far. And then I think we'll just go in with the black. Maybe that will do it, those 4 pencils. Okay, we'll start out with the goldenrod. And let's do some shading inside the ears. Remember to always start your shading where it's darkest and then move out from there and go lighter and lighter and lighter until you fade into the background. And depending on the size of the area that you're shading, depends on how fast that fades into the background. It might be a short little area that you shade. I'm going to bring the camera down so you can see better. Let's go a little closer. There. Is that better, you guys? Okay. All right. So we got that done. How about we put in some color? I'm just going to block this color in with my goldenrod pencil. This little stripe in the hair. Let's put some shading around the nose. I like that. I like it going lighter as it goes up. So let's just do dark around the nose and that will be good. Just bring it up a little bit. Cool. A little bit at the bottom of our heart. And then we need some at the base of the tail, right next to the body. And some down here. I'm going to repeat all this on the second one that I'm doing. So if you don't catch it the first time, catch it the second time. Right up against the pumpkin. Okay. I like it. That's cool. Okay, let's do it again. So the ears. I'm going to sharpen my pencil here in just a second. Okay. Bottom of the ears is the darkest area. Let it fade as it comes up into the ear. Block in that little stripe. And shading around the nose. Bring that up and up on this side too. Let it fade. It's all about the pressure you put on your pencil. So fun. Okay, right up against the body. and let it fade as it comes down. And then up from the base there. So I did my first Whatnot show the other day, and Cheryl, you were there, right? Yeah. Thank you. It was great. I was a little nervous because there's like, there's always something you have to know that you might not know. Yeah, there were a few things I didn't know. I learned a lot, but I still have more to learn. But basically, Whatnot is a platform where you can sell things and you can do stuff and it's good for me because we're always, you know, with our painting. I'm going to back up the truck a little bit. With our painting group, if we don't keep bringing new people in, we just end up dying out. This type of painting that we do, the decorative painting, it will just die out because if we don't keep teaching people how to do it. So I'm always looking for avenues to touch more people and help people understand that this is available to them. And if you think about how painting has enhanced your life, you know, think about how much it could enhance some of these other people out there that don't know anything about it. I know that I didn't know anything about it until a friend introduced it to me, which was a sheer miracle because I don't have that many friends. Yeah. So, yeah, it was great to have a friend introduce this to me, and I'm so grateful. So, anyway, we're always trying to look for people out there that don't know anything about this and wanna learn and maybe would help them in their life. I know so many people have come to me and said, "This literally helped me get through a really rough patch in my life," you know? Maybe there was a health issue they were having or they just needed something to keep their mind busy and their hands busy. So, Whatnot is this new platform, and I thought I might as well go try it. It's kind of nice because they do um, track your sales and everything, which is like that can be kind of a hard thing when you're selling stuff to keep track of everything. So, they do all that. And anyway, I was on with my first show and it went good. We went really well. There's I think there was one person I didn't know on there. Most of the people I knew, you guys, and that was great to have you there. I appreciate that so much. To have your support. But it's just like a whole different world. There's just everyone there's so many different things that you could purchase. It's amazing. Like all the different vendors out there. It's really kind of fun. So just looking around and seeing all the other sellers was neat. And there's only just a few of us that do the decorative painting that are on there. I Is me, I know that. And then me, I know there's Elizabeth Stoll, but I don't know of anyone else. Maybe there's more. There's probably more, but I just don't know. I've been looking around and I couldn't find any more. So let me know if you, because I would love to go follow them. I'd love to support them. We got to stick together, right? Okay, so this color, we were gonna use, this kind of an orangey color. We're gonna go ahead and use this on our pumpkin too. So you see how well it works on the red, but it's also gonna work on the pumpkin, which is great. But anyway, that's what it is. Go check it out. It's just Whatnot, WHATNOT.com, and go look around it. There's a tab where it says browse. You can go look around. And look around and see what's going on. They have all kinds of live shows happening at the same time. So you can see all the other vendors out there. People are selling anything from stickers to antiques to crafted projects. Um, I was really interested in the antique stuff, sewing, quilting projects, Um, well, I gotta keep thinking about it. Like, coins, anything you can think of, well, your heart's desire being sold. And they're all kind of like auction based, or at least some you can sell you can actually sell things, buy it now, or you can do the auction base. And I just tried one. I just tried the auction base because I didn't want to do too much at one time. I didn't even know what I was doing. So anyway, but we got all those orders out and I was just so happy. It went well and we got the orders out. And yay. But I was able to also do some demoing. I love I love what I do. I love to demo for you guys and I love to teach. Um, so that was a great chance to just show people what I do. A little bit of demo. So I'm bringing the color down also from the top on each section. Well, I think I'm gonna gotta think about this one. Maybe just a little bit down in this middle section. Not a lot though, because I want this to look like it's in the front more, like it stands out. And we'll do some brown shading to help with that too. But I'm loving it. Pumpkin is looking cute. So we will do a repeat of shading on that to just help it stand out. Okay. Thank you, Cheryl. Okay, you and Kathy were both there. Yes. I was like, okay, now I saw so many names, but I was almost positive you were there. So, and we fulfilled, yeah, you were there. So, oh, I'm glad you guys were on. Thank you for doing that. Yes, we all need something creative, right? To just kind of keep our mind off the hard stuff. And you have hard stuff, Brenda. I'm so sorry. I mean, Cheryl and Brenda says sorry so much. She missed it. Oh, I know. I could spend too much money there too. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Gail. Gail's wondering about the next box. We are working on it. It's going to be in August, late August, that we get it out. I've just had so many things happen and interruptions. So I just figure, well, we'll just keep going through the year. We'll just keep working on it. But yeah, that's going to be in late August. Susie, this color is pale vermilion. Sorry for getting you guys mixed up, Cheryl and Brenda. Sorry. Sometimes I do okay with the live, but sometimes I don't. Oh my goodness. It's a little crazy. Okay, I'm just working on this pumpkin in the back using that same color, pale vermilion. And it doesn't it like interest you that this color is the same color as what we put on our red, but it looks more red up here. Anyway, I think it's neat how color is. Sometimes it changes with what is in the background. It's so cool. Okay, a little bit at the base of each section and the top of each section with this color. I'm put a little bit up here. Let it fade. Okay, I'll do this other one again. So if you didn't catch everything, we'll just go ahead and do these two like that. Bring it on down. These two over here. And then a little bit down the middle. And I'm just going to go back and forth with it and then bring it inside a little bit like that. Thank you, Cheryl. Okay. And then we'll add some down at the bottom. Yeah, on Whatnot, it's easy to get sidetracked because there's so many shows going on. You can like flip through the different shows, and it's really easy to be kind of get lost in it. There's so much to see. And it's kind of fun to see other people selling their wares. I just watched a lady, she was doing antiques and stuff, and it was kind of fun to watch her. She brought out this like big cheese mold, and it was like this big wooden block that had like a hole in it where you can make a round thing of cheese. It was an antique. I thought, oh, I would love that. That's so cool. It was really neat. But yeah, I refrained. I just stood back and watched. A lot of people bid on it. I love antiques. I could just go to an antique store every day. My husband, he gets tired. He's like, because I also like to go to antique stores when I'm out of town. So it helps me remember that town. Like, oh yeah, I went to that one antique store and I saw this and this. I know it's weird. It's a weird thing. But my husband, he's like, okay, do we have to go to another antique store? Like, why not? Please. It's so fun. My mom, I'm trying to, well, let me back up the truck again. So my mom had this cool, um, it was like a typesetter drawer, that has all the little compartments in it. And she had it inverted and put it up on her wall. So it was hanging from her wall. And then in all those little compartments, she had like a little cute little doodad, something in there. And, like little things made out of porcelain and just fun little things. And she decorated that, and it was just really great for the grandkids when they came over to see all the different I even loved it, see all the different little things in each compartment. It was really fun. So I thought, I wanna do that because my sister got it, darn it. Well, we were, um, getting stuff from my mom after she passed, and my sister got that one. But I was happy for it. I was really actually, I was really happy for her to get it because it was kinda special, and I'm glad that she got it. So anyway, I was like, "I really want one of those." So I've been looking. I did find something, but it's smaller. It's not very big. It only has, like, maybe 9 compartments in it. But the one I want is like my mom. It has probably, like, 30 compartments in it. It's really cool. But they're expensive, the ones I've seen. So, anywho, that's what I'm looking for. I want one of those. So whenever we drive somewhere on vacation, I'm like, okay, there's room in the car. We can bring something home, right? Oh goodness. Cheryl, she says, we know the box will be beyond fabulous. Oh, you're sweet. You're very kind for my lateness. I do. Oh, I'm going to talk to Liesel. I didn't think it was you, Cheryl, that told me, tell Liesel to do more games. So I'm going to talk to Liesel and have her do some games. Before she leaves today, I've got to talk to her. She's working right now, getting orders together. So Oh, yeah. Food places. Yes, Susie. I love that. I'm totally we should go on vacation together. It's food and antiques. Oh, Cheryl, that's funny. Get out. Just tell them it's the antique store. Or get out the glitter. Oh, well, we're glad you're here, Lisa. It's okay. You can pop in. We're just glad you're here. Yeah, it was you, Cheryl. I remember. Okay. Yeah, I need to definitely tell Lisa that. Okay. So we got kind of our main colors in there, our lighter colors. Now we'll go in with the light umber and we'll do our browns and we'll do some repeats to help pull out the design so it looks better. Okay, so let's start up here at the top and I'm going to put some shading right here on the ear. I know, antiques and food. It's so fun. It helps me just remember the town better. I ate this and this. Oh, and I brought home these little antique doilies. Uh, so fun. Okay, a little bit at the base of the ear, and then this is the outside of the ear. Let it fade as you go up, less pressure on your pencil. If I ever get to the point where I can have a seminar where you can come and visit me and we'll do painting together, we will definitely have some antique days and food days. Well, food day every day, but we definitely need an antique day. Okay, I'm going to do a little repeat right here with my light umber inside the ear. Over on this side too. Okay. And then let's put some shading around the nose. Okay. And a little bit at the bottom of that yellow section. Just the bottom. Let's go ahead and work on the nose. Just fill it in. Let's go ahead and fill it in. And I think I'll do the eyes later with black. Okay, I'm going to sharpen my pencil. Whenever you go in, here's a little tip. Whenever you have a section that is really light, like the cheeks here are light, and you're going in with a dark pencil, it's super important that you have a sharp pencil because you'll get finer detail done when you're in there, and then you can control it a little better too. So I'm going to do a little shading right here. See, I really want it to be nice and fine. And I'm going in with a light value, just a very soft touch because I don't want to overtake this area with too much going on. It's so dark. It would be really too dark. And I think I'm going to use my eraser too. Okay. How about a little bit right here too? Just right up against the nose. Okay, we will soften that with an eraser. Get my eraser out here. Let's see here. It's good to clean off your eraser before you start. Okay, just go in and just soften the edges of that shading because there's so much of a jump. There's such a jump there in value that you want it to go on very softly. Okay. Right. Let's do the other side like that too. Light value with your pencil, with your pressure on your pencil. Just in this little nook and then out the edge of the cheek. A little bit above, well, kind of above the eye, right there in that little nook. And then don't stop there. Use your eraser, go back in and just soften the edges. Okay. Then you can go back in and like just fill in any gaps that need to be filled in. It's always good to do a little repeat, a little bit of layering. Okay. Let's do same thing, just same color, just right underneath our scarf here on the chest. Light value. Okay. And then again, go back in, soften the edges, sweep away your pencil crumbs and your eraser crumbs. Okay. We have a few more areas to work on, and I'm going to repeat this on the other one. So if you're following along with me and you're painting along, you can stay with me because I'm doing two. Oh, that's so cool, Susie. She says, we could. She says her husband and her have a weird quest to seek out barbecue places across the country. That's so fun. I love that. We ate at a really great barbecue place when we went to OKC. So if any of you guys are going to OKC, there was a great barbecue place there. Of course, there would be a lot in that town, but there was a great one there. Cheryl says, "Count me in. I need more milk glass and Crocs and salt and pepper shakers." Oh, thank you. Thank you. She says, "I'm so glad you're on YouTube." Me too. Me too. I took me a long time to make this jump. I wasn't so sure I could do it. Okay, I'm going to shade along the bottom of the scarf here. There's that little, fold there. Gonna shade there. And right here up against the other layers of scarf. And then let's put some right in between these two scarf pieces. This is just layering another color over, or I call it a repeat. We're repeating what we did. A little bit right here. Deepen and enhance the color with another layer. Mhm. Mhm. Well, I didn't bring in a green pencil, but I might need to because I know that the other projects have more leaves in them. So I'm thinking we are going to need a green pencil. Okay. Let me think. Let's go with Kelly Green. So I'm going to just go ahead. I'm skipping colors, but I'm using a Kelly Green. Just go in and color, add some shading to these ends that are green. Are any of you going to OKC? Okay, I'm gonna soften. A little bit more on this one here. Okay, back to my light umber. Kind of got off track there. Okay, let's go um, right up here in the shoulder area. Do some shading there. I was just talking to Heather Vickery, one of our certified teachers who will be teaching at OKC. I just talked to her yesterday. She's all gearing up and she's going to have a great class because she is like overachiever getting ready. Like your teachers are, or your students are going to love you because she is doing all kinds of cool stuff. Okay, I'm adding these lines here. So she's going to spoil everyone because she's giving them like an envelope full of all kinds of goodies. So if you're taking her class, you know. Maybe I let the cat out of the bag. I don't know. Okay, I'm just doing a little bit at the base of those legs. Let's put this one in front, this one in back. So we're going to put a little more shading on this back leg. A little bit in this little nook here. Okay, how about over here too? All righty, so it's starting to come alive. Well, thank you, Tonica. Thank you. Yeah, it's fun to do the shading. It really helps pop things out and bring some depth and personality to your piece. It's amazing. Okay, I'm going to do a little bit at the end of my tail. I gotta sharpen my pencil. Okay, I am going to repeat all this on the other fox because I am doing 2 today, but I will go pretty quickly through it, so you won't have to wait too long for me to get it done. On this, so I did the tip of the tail, and I think what I'll do is the base right here, a little bit of a repeat on our shading. And some shading away from the pumpkin, a little bit there. Okay. We'll do our line work after we get our shading done. So with this color, we really are doing most of our shading with this color on every element of the design. Most of our shading. The black will be brought in to just enhance it and finish it up. Okay, a little bit of shading down each section, but we don't have to go it as far as we did with our pale vermilion pencil. Remember, we're just adding a second layer, and it's just enhancing our shading from what we did with the pale vermilion pencil here. We're enhancing it. See, even there, I think I went a little too dark, so you don't have to go that dark. I gotta make it fit in now. I could erase it and soften it. You just wanna enhance it a little bit and show that there are sections going on of the pumpkin. I skipped the middle. You'll notice I skipped the middle. I'm not gonna put any more shading on the middle. So I think I will soften this with a little eraser. going on. Go back in with my pale vermilion. And a little bit more of the brown, the light umber there. Okay. All right, let's go back to this pumpkin in the back. Put a little bit of shading at the bottom of the stem. And then we're going to skip the middle section, but we're going to shade a little bit on each of the side sections. I always keep water at my table for this very reason. If I start choking. Okay. A little bit at the bottom here. That color I was having a hard time getting that to blend. So I might take in, I think I'm going to take this is another little trick. Go in with the previous color. Excuse me. Go in with the previous color and blend over. If you have a hard time getting that brown to really do its thing, go in with the previous color. Do a little shading with that. It'll help blend it. Okay. How about a little bit at the base of our tail? And down here, same thing. You could take your yellow pencil, go in there and blend it a little bit. I wonder if I could do it on my nose too. Okay, so I am going to a little shading right here. I'm going to go move over to my other fox. I will come back and finish my line work on this in just a second, but I'm going to repeat it over here so you can see again, but I'm going to go quicker, a lot quicker. Oh, what is Cheryl, you get to go to OKC? How fun for you. That's great. You said you're going to help Kathy McAllister in her class. Oh, that's great. And oh, plus you're hoping to take Heather's class. Yes, she will love it. And a little shopping, of course. Yes, absolutely. Oh, I wish I was there and I could see you in person. Darn it. Okay, let's keep going. I'm going to go faster. So I'm just going to repeat what I just did. Shading inside the ear. A little bit on the outside of the ear. Yeah, I was thinking if you did both projects, like if you go through the fall book, right? And you do both because they're repeated designs and you wanted to make a little money, you could do both and then sell one and keep the other. And then it would pay for your book. If you just sell a couple of them, you would absolutely pay for your book, or even just one, depending on how you sell it. Or you could give it away. It is good to work in multiples at times. when you just have that wild hair, you're like, I got to do more. Okay, let's see. A little bit down here. We got to go light on the face. It's such a big jump. Work with a sharp pencil. Well, I hope you have a great time, Cheryl, when you go to OKC. If you get a chance, try to go to the dinner and the auction because that's always so fun to see what the teachers are auctioning off. I love that part. And you get raffle tickets and you can like put your raffle tickets in and possibly win something. It's great. I won something one year and I kind of had this feeling like I had a feeling I was going to win it too. It was really weird. I just put my raffle ticket in and I've just kind of had this feeling I'm going to be taking that piece home with me. And I did. I won it. Maybe I was manifesting something. I don't know. It was really cool. Okay, now I'm gonna go underneath this. Okay. So just working on through the design here. One thing I like to do when I travel too is go to ice cream shops. Yep. Gotta go try the ice cream. You just never know. I mean, they might need a taste tester. You need to know like what that ice cream in Idaho tastes like and what that ice cream in Utah tastes like. I understand there's a new ice cream stop in the Seattle Pike Place market called Holinsky. I have to go. It's calling me. It's it's like a creamery. Like oh, anyway, it's just looks really good, and you can get how you can get like a flight of different flavors. You can get a flight of different ice cream flavors. So that sold me. I was like, "Okay, all right, I gotta go try that." So each time you do something like this, it will turn out a little different each time. It's not gonna be exactly the same because 'cause you're using watercolor, washes, and they go on different each time. So just, like, chill with it. It's pretty cool. Okay. Cheryl, definitely say hi to Kathy McAllister for me. And I hope she does well with her class. It's a lot to prep and do classes at conventions. It is a lot. Okay, so it's coming together, but you can see how they do look a little different. This one is a little darker, I think, and this one's a little lighter. Let's see. Valerie says, are you going to be doing any more of these books, like maybe Halloween one and the traditional Christmas or vintage Christmas? Yes. In fact, I need to, once I get the book, once I get my next box out, that's the thing I need to work on is more watercolor books. So, yes, the answer is yes. My daughter is working on some. She's working on one right now, and I can't remember what it is. I can't remember which one. Huh. Anyway, Lindy's doing one right now, and she'll have one ready for our Pinners Conference, which is in November. So that's when we'll have them debuted is in November. Okay, a little bit more up here. Gosh, I wish I could remember what book she was doing. It might be butterflies or I'll have to think about it. Okay, gonna skip the middle part. Right. One more pumpkin, and then we'll start in with our line work. This color, yeah, going over, I sometimes, okay, let me just say that again. Sometimes there are colors that don't play together very well. And this light umber is like not playing together very well with the pale vermilion. So, like, it's like leaving open spots. It's a little tougher. And that's why I do suggest you go back in with your pale vermilion and do a little bit of blending over the two colors, and that will help. It's like you just have to press hard and try to get the color to show itself. Okay, that's better. A little bit on the stem, base of the stem. Okay, now we'll go back in and do some line work, finish up with this color. We got our two little foxes. They're so cute. Okay, my line work, I'm starting out at the top and I'm going to be soft about it. I don't want it to be too harsh. So skipping my line along a little bit. Is Liesel still here?
Yeah.
When she gets a chance, I need to talk to her. I have something to ask her to do. A request. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, hon. Okay, a little bit of line work just helps enhance everything. Okay. We don't have to do too much though because we've got those etched lines and they are just wonderful because it really cuts down on your time. I really like that myself. A little bit around our heart. Oops, I went into my pumpkin a little bit. Good thing this is erasable. Okay, around our pumpkin, we want some good contrast there because we want that pumpkin to stand out in front of the fox. Let's put our lines on our tail. There's some little guidelines on your tail. Oh no, I hope she's not stressing out too bad, Cheryl. Yeah, tell her not to stress out. I know there's always so much to do. How many classes is she teaching? That's the worst. Um, I know it's a lot, when you're getting ready, you have a lot that you need to take to the show. And sometimes you have to mail things ahead. And it's a little scary to do that because you've been working on these little projects for, getting them prepped and ready and kind of thinking about your class. And, I'm always doing like these trial runs in my head about what would happen in the class. And it's just a lot of energy, brain energy. And then when you have to put those things in the mail, you're just hoping they show up on the other end, that you have everything you need for your class. Sometimes paint doesn't come through. It's terrible. The worry can be crazy. So you have to like really try not to let it get the best of you because it could just take you down and you have to like I just give it to the Lord because that's what I do. Sometimes you have to give it to the Lord and just hope that it all works out. Okay, some little swirls. I like to put a little kind of bulb at the end of my swirl. And just a little bit of lining in between. I like to do it kind of in the darkest areas of my shading. That's where I add my lining. Okay, so that's good for that one. I will switch over to this one. You get to see it twice. It's my little epiphany that I had today. I'm going to do things twice. Hope it doesn't bore you. And it is a little nerve wracking to go to a convention by yourself. Even if you're just going to paint, it can be a little nerve wracking, right? But as a teacher, it is because you're wanting to make sure you have all your things to your class on time and you're all set up and ready to go. And if you've never been there before, oh, you don't know what to expect. So I'll give you some advice. Since I love giving advice, my kids think I love giving advice. Um, my piece of advice for any of you teachers out there is the first day when you go pick up your packet, go look at your room, go go size it up. You have to go pick up a teacher's packet, right? So when you're picking up your teacher's packet, or you're, if you're a student too, you might be picking up your student packet too. Um, Go size up your room, go look at it, find out where it's at so you know, and you'll be prepared to go to it in time on the day that you teach. I tell you this from experience because I've had a few. One was I was late for class. That was the biggest nightmare ever. I was late for class because my GPS took me on a weird route. I wasn't staying at the host hotel. I was staying out, and I had a rental car. And yeah, the GPS took me through a crazy, scary neighborhood in Oklahoma. And I barely got out of there alive. And then I get to the parking lot, and some guy comes up to me asking for money. And I'm like a little nervous because I'm the only one in the parking lot. And yeah, I was scared. So I just gave him a little money, and so he could go on his way. And then, well, it's kind of comical. My mishaps are all comical. So I get to the light. I have to cross the street. I have all my stuff. I have stuff in like my suitcase that I'm rolling, and I have my screen that is basically a big poster thing. I've told you guys this story before, so if you've heard this story, I apologize. Um, I get up to where I'm supposed to cross the crosswalk, and it's really windy, and the wind comes, and it's also a very busy street. The wind comes and gets under my poster thing, my little screen thing, and picks it up out of my hands and throws it up in the air. The wind just had a heyday that day. It just got up underneath that thing and made it go way up high in the air, almost like it was in a tornado, and it was just kept going up and up. And then I was thinking, "Oh, great, that thing's gonna fall in the middle of the road, and then someone is going to run over it because this road is so busy." It came down, and I'm watching it, kinda like twirl down, twirl down, twirl down, and it lands on the other side of the road. So it lands in the grass. I was so grateful it didn't land in the road, because for sure it would have been hit by a car, because it was a very busy road. And so that was a big relief. I'm like, "Phew." And then I get up there and I'm like, "Okay, I gotta find my class," and I don't know where it is. And I find this young man comes around the corner. I'm like, "Hey," and he was working there for the hotel. I was like, "Hey, I need to get to my class. I don't know where it's at. Can you help me?" And he saved the day, got me to my class, and I was so grateful. But all my students were sitting in my class just looking at me, waiting for me. It was so embarrassing. I don't ever wanna go through that again. That was so terrible. And then, then you feel like a nerd because you're explaining like, "Well, my GPS didn't take me the right place. I went the wrong way." It was terrible. Oh, anyway, so from experience, I learned that you go find your class that first day that you're there, find out where it's at, get yourself all figured out. Hey, Lisa, we have a question for you. So, since everyone's waiting for the next box, we're wondering if you can start doing some more games for us again. We would love it. They would a game every day would be great. Okay. Would you do that?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. That's what we were wondering.
Can I ask real quick? We're all out of this size for Honey Bunny and
Mary Winkles.
yeah. She wanted they're in sets of 2, and she wanted like 5 or 6
Okay.
Pierce.
We need more.
Is that okay to just do 2 different sizes? One big set. I could ask her.
Yeah, we probably should ask her. And we need to leave one so that I have a template so we can cut more, because I don't know if we have that vectorized. Yeah. Yeah. Thanks, Liesel. Okay. Let me check out your comments here. Valerie, you can use a blending pencil. I just I don't know. I find that I've used the blending pencil, but I've found that if you use the same color you're already using, that works just as well. And sometimes it works a little better. The blending pencil doesn't put any color on it. And so it does work. But the other thing is, I don't always like to list another color, like another thing that someone has to buy. So that's why I usually just go back with, the color I did previously. But you can use, to answer your question, yes, you can use a blending pencil. Hey, Susie and Sandy. Oh, Stephanie taught the butterfly last week and it was wonderful. Oh, that's wonderful. That's great. I know a butterfly willow book would be really cool. Butterflies and bees. I like that idea. Cheryl says she's teaching one class and one make and take. She's driving down. Well, I'll be thinking about her. I know it's a lot to, it's just a lot to get ready. And I was doing like the trade floor too, so it's a little too much. Okay, I'm gonna go in with my black pencil and we'll just kind of finish up our shading and everything, get it all done, and then we'll do a little bit of paint and we'll be done today. So, okay, I'm gonna start up at the top. And my next, this will be for some, another layer, the second layer, and I'm just adding touches of black. I'm really careful not to put too much. I'm using like a medium and a light value to get this black in. And then as you can tell, it's just a tiny bit because the black is highly pigmented, it's very soft, and it cuts through all the layers. It's so great. I love it because of that. So let's just put a little bit of shading on the bottom of the nose so you leave a little bit of that brown showing through. Sometimes you might want to put a little bit more line work in, but our line work is pretty good today, so don't know how much you need to do there. Oh, I forgot the green right there, so I'm gonna get that in. Kelly green. Just doing the ends of our green areas. Let's pull that black pencil down a little bit in that area. And then definitely want to shade a little bit on our back leg. Okay. A little bit right here too. Okay. Sometimes you'll use the black to add some lining and help separate different sections or different elements. See right here, I can use some black lining just to separate that from the pumpkin, that tail. Go ahead and add a little more lining on these fur areas and some shading at the end of the tail. Okay, moving over to the pumpkin. A little more at the ends. You really don't need to shade the pumpkin with the black. It would just make it a little too dark of a pumpkin. So mostly just some line work in between those sections to help separate. Okay. Not a lot, as you can see. Be a little bit right in here. Just enough to enhance your design. We'll go in with some black. Actually, I don't know that we need to. We could just use our black pencil. I was thinking we'd paint those eyes, but why? When you have a black pencil, let's just do that. Just fill them in. We can put our highlight dots in with our warm white. Okay, so I will work on this guy here and finish him up. Boy, isn't that a different change? It changes it so much. It really helps. Just taking a little extra time to bring in the contrast. Fill in that nose. Leave a little bit of brown there. Can fill in the eyes. I was like, what is that noise? I keep hearing this noise outside, and I just realized what it was. My husband's out there clipping a bush. Like, keep hearing chopping noises. Okay. Bless him. I do not want to be out chopping bushes right now. He likes to keep a nice yard though. So that's his jam. He loves that. Okay. Yeah, I just heard about a Seattle restaurant. It's an Italian restaurant. And where they have the big cheese wheel and you can get like the Alfredo, and I was like, okay, I think we need to go to that restaurant. Mm, we'll probably be checking that out. But I gotta go check out that ice cream place for sure. Holinsky. Okay, a little bit here and there. Make sure and line around that heart. Get it to pop out. I know, isn't it crazy, Robin? It's so crazy how black it will just make it pop. Love it, love it. Okay, a little bit more, you guys, and we'll be done. This part. Okay, I'm just going to do a few of these lines in black. A little bit of black on the tip of the tail. Okay, a little bit on the pumpkin. We had a Hobby Lobby in Tacoma that closed. I was so sad about that. And it was right off the freeway, so you could see it, but must not been enough traffic coming through there or something. Luckily, we have Hobby Lobby in Silverdale, which is good. Okay, I think I'm good. I got them done. We'll add a little bit of painted accents to it. I'm not going to worry about putting the fast drying glaze medium on, although I would tell you to definitely do that. I'm just going to make it quick today because we've been on for a little while. So I'm going to make it quick and get those little highlights done. We don't need a lot of highlighting. We did quite the way with the washes and everything. It looks pretty good without doing a lot of highlighting. So I think we'll just add some painted details and call it good. So I think he's pretty cute. I want my stylus and my warm white. We'll put some little highlight dots in the eyes and then some on our scarf. Warm white. Flow medium, where art thou? Trying to find my flow medium. I can find everything but. Darn it. Okay, hold on for just a second. I gotta go back here, find some. Okay, I found something. Okay, I'm just mixing a little bit of flow medium in with my paint because I want it to flow. So when those dots dry, they don't have peaks on them. They don't dry like chocolate chips. I'm going to use a very tiny, tiny part of my stylus. I have little tiny dots to do in the eyes. So I'm going to put them in the 1 o'clock area. Little dots for the highlights. Let's do that on both. Okay. And then let's go ahead and use a larger part of the stylus to do our dots on our scarf. And you can just follow the outlines that are there already. Cute. There's some large dots and medium dots and small dots. Oh, that one. If it gets wonky because of the lines, just do a big dot over the whole thing. Sometimes that helps just cover those lines, those little etched lines. I've stopped having my husband cut those lines with the laser because I think we can just eye the dots and just dot, but this is an older design and I didn't figure that out quite yet when I did this design. That some things don't need to have an outline. You can just dot randomly, right? Most of us can just go ahead and dot. So yeah, I prefer not to dot around with those little laser dots going on. Okay. I think that's good. We can just embellish it with little rhinestones, make it so cute. Let's get this guy done. Yeah, that one is wonky. So just make it bigger. Bigger than the circle that's on there. One right there. Can you guys believe it's almost August? It's like, no, I don't want my summer to go away. Our summer starts to go away, you know, well, probably about early September. Then we start having the cooler days again. All right. I think we got her done. Let's move this out so you guys can see everything. Okay, let's pull out the. Let's do this. There we go. All right. I hope you had fun being on today. Like I said, you can do the 2 projects in your book like I just did if you want to just get them done. Sometimes it's nice to do that. It's a good feeling to just get something done. So you want to finish this off, you can go ahead and put some rhinestones on. I think I'm going to put rhinestones like one on the heart. I always like to put a little rhinestone on the heart. It's cute to have a little rhinestone inside this little loop here. You could even put a few rhinestones on the scarf. Be cute. You could put a tiny little one on his nose. So cute. So Brenda says your husband mows the grass and weed eats, but I do the plants and flowers. That sounds like a good partnership. So there's a Kolinsky Bakery in Charleston. That's so good. Oh, that sounds wonderful, Brenda. Yeah, we got to hit the bakeries. We got to hit the restaurants and the antique shops. Got to have a good burger. Got to have some barbecue. Got to have some Italian. Oh, it was so fun to chat with you guys today. Thanks for being on. It was really fun. And we will be doing more out of this book as time rolls on. And my goal is to get all the pages done. And we got to finish up the dog book. We have 2 more projects in the dog book. But next week is going to be a surprise. Be watching for that email. And we're going to do something kind of cool. So be watching and I'll let you know here soon. So, but in the meantime, you guys have a great weekend. Enjoy your family and friends and maybe get a little antiquing in. Go check out Whatnot. It's kind of fun. All right, you guys, toodaloo. Have a great weekend. We'll talk to you soon.